Hey there, Latin 2. So here we are with the superlatives. We've talked about the positives, we talked about the comparatives, and now it's time for the superlatives. So, forgive my thumb smudging, but superlatives are, as I've told you before, always first and second declension adjectives. All right, longissimus aum, brevissimus aum, and constructing them is really easy. You just take longus aum or brevis breve, and then you knock off the ending, and then you add on the issimus aum. It really is that easy. So longus aum turns to longissimus aum. And brevis breve turns to brevissimus aum. So now that you've copied that down, we do need to talk about some of the odd stem changes that are happening. This is a little more complex than the comparatives, but stick with me. So, any adjective that ends in a liquid consonant ending ends up having an odd stem change. And what that means is, if it's an adjective that ends in er, okay, so an R is a liquid consonant because, well, a liquid consonant is a consonant that's made with the least amount of effort. So if you say r, all you're doing is lifting up the top of your tongue and letting it fall. It's the laziest way you could do it. Ilis, the L, also is a liquid consonant because it's just the seesaw version of r. So l. All you're doing is blowing air past you, dropping your tongue. So er and ilis are the liquid consonant endings for adjectives that change the stem. Keler and miser turn to kelerimus aum and miserimus aum. Notice that the R doubles up. Notice that you don't have an issimus, right? So kelerimus, miserimus. Then let's take facilis and similis. So facilis goes to facilimus aum, similis goes to similimus aum. And that's how it works. Okay, you just double the L's or you double the R's. One word that I want you to take a look at is fidelis ise, and you'll notice that fidelis doesn't do it because fidelis doesn't have the ILIS, it has ELIS, and that E strengthens the liquid consonant, so it's fidelissimus. But if it's just ilis, not elis, ilis, then you get what we see down here. All right, you've had time to copy that down. So let's actually now talk about the superlative when it comes to the grammar. All right, so you have two different uses of the superlative. You've got superlative with the objective genitive. Now, you've seen the subjective genitive. He is a friend of me. Or this is the pen of Mr. Harmony, right? It belongs to me. It's possessive. That's called subjective. But this, Cornelia laetissima omnium est. Cornelia is happiest of all. Omnium, of all. It's objective genitive. She is the happiest of all, of everyone. Okay, and that's how that's used. Regular, Cornelia laetissima est. Cornelia is very happy. And that's how it works. So if you see it with this, you use happiest. If you see it on its own, you can use very happy. Or you can use most happy. Cornelia is most happy. Or you could still say Cornelia is happiest. It's just a little weird. But when you see omnium, then you know that it's being used with an objective genitive. Okay? Now let's do some examples, shall we? First one is, there we go. Cornelia est iratissimus. Oh, I'm sorry, Cornelius est iratissimus. Now notice that it still matches in number, case, and gender, right? It's masculine singular nominative, so it's matching the masculine singular nominative. So Cornelius is very angry. Next one. Aurelium acerimam omnium Titus vexabat. Titus was annoying Aurelia. What kind of Aurelia? Bitterest of all. So Aurelia, so Titus was annoying, bitterest of all Aurelia. Now, acerimam is not saying this is how he did it. This is actually telling us who he did it to, because it matches number, case, and gender, accusative, singular, feminine, and it's bad English, but it's good Latin. Okay? Then the last one. Lupus pueros pinguissimos petiverat. The wolf had sought the plumpest boys of all. or the plumpest of all boys. Or, I'm sorry, not of all. The plumpest boys, okay, or the very plump boys. All right? So again, pinguisimos is accusative, plural, masculine, and it matches pueros in number, case, and gender. So that's how you do it. That's how all of it works. That's all of your lessons for positive, comparative, and superlative. Now, what I want you to do at this point is to make sure you've read pages 64, 65. I want you to turn to page 66. When you see that chart right there, I want you to copy it down completely. Meanings, endings, everything. So, because there are several irregular comparatives and superlatives, all right? And you just have to memorize, and copying it is how you help yourself do that. When you're done with that, do 34C, 34D, 34E, and then go back and do 34B. So C is very simple. It wants you to do the comparatives and superlatives of longus, which I've done for you a bunch. So there's 5 of them there, okay? So each one, just go positive, comparative, superlative, okay? Then 34D, you're going to do the same thing, okay? Positive, comparative, superlative. Elegans, elegantis, elegantius, elegantior, elegantius, elegantissimus, okay? Then I want you to do 34E, which is you need to write all that in and then complete it, okay? Please highlight for me the ones that you completed, just so I know, my eyes know where to go, all right? So you're going to make 3 basic charts on that. And then you're going to go back to exercise B. And B is really, really simple because it's going to help you with your translations, all right? So B is just go to that chapter and verse in each chapter and locate the comparative and superlative forms, okay? So all you got to do is write 29:5-7 and just write for me the comparative and superlative forms, all right? Don't try the alternative translations, just do the ones in the bad English that I make you do, all right? Cool, so that is what you're going to do, and I will go ahead and hit the button.